Today I'm going to be doing a tackle overview of soft plastics that I use in southern New England for yellowfin and bluefin tuna. I'll be going over specific baits, how I fish them, and I'll also get into some tackle, some rigging, and some repair also for these soft plastics. This original series has that sharp tapered tail. They come in a variety of sizes from 4-inch to 10-inch, 1/4 ounce to 5.5 ounce. I believe this is a 2 ounce. This has been my go-to for years here in southern New England off the coast of Rhode Island for bluefin tuna. It's nimble, it darts around real well. I typically fish this on spinning gear. Super strong hook. Love it. You can cast that bait, jig it, speed jig it. Mark at 50. 2 marks at 50.
50.
And an all-time favorite is just dead stick it.
What's going on? Yeah, a guy behind me was trolling. He asked me where I was going. I said, out here.
I was recently sent some new stuff. These big game series jig head. I'll be going over. I'll show you a closer look. And that's just better. That won't let that fish get any leverage. Super strong hook. I even like this finish. It's like a matte gray. You also have that swivel here on the eyelet, holographic eye. We're gonna rig one of these up in just a minute. These come in 1 1/4 to 5 ounce. This is a 5 ounce here. This is something I would even possibly fish on my Speedmaster and just either put that right on the bottom and just twitch it every 2-3 seconds, just give it a nice up and down, or even just dead stick it. I'm gonna go ahead and rig one of these up on this 10-inch replacement tails, sand eel color. I have super glue on the bow. I typically don't glue these. You really don't have to. This has this 360-degree holding barb that really grabs that. It's got a flat side and it's conical, so it'll go on easy, and it won't want to go that way once it mates. With rigging these, there's a little indent there. I don't know how well you can see that. There's that circle there. There's an indent. So we're going to just go ahead and start this, push it through, and we're going to come out. We're going to let that point penetrate right where that hole is. There it is. I really like it how that hook can articulate. Let's get back to this for a minute here. So let's say, you're in the middle of a bite, you put it in, you totally messed it up. Either you rip the bait, or it's all kind of cross-eyed and it's all messed up. I'm going to show you what you can do to kind of get either use out of this, or instead of just throwing it out, you can just kind of cut it back a little bit. I'm going to show you right now. So we're just going to go ahead and remove it. All I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut this back a little bit so I have a nice fresh channel once I come up to let the hook point come out. Just going to cut off a 1/2 inch or so. It's chopped. Sharpies, guys, keep them on the boat, whether you have to jot some numbers down, write a depth on a reel, or what pound leader you're using, and I'll get to that in a minute. Or for this, you're just going to want to mark where the barb's going to come out. Now that you don't have that hole anymore, just going to kind of mark where that's going to come out. It's going to want to come out right there. I'm piercing it right where my little witness mark is there. There you go. You just salvaged the bait. Like I said, maybe you don't know, you're in the middle of a bite or you just messed it up. Now you got a nice fresh one right there. So back to the marker. Why I love them, this will just wash off. We have these little alcohol wipes. We'll clean leader with them, but this will get, this will take the marker off. You can even just use rag with some salt water. That'll do it as well. But I have a bunch of these on the boat too at all times. So you have your Sharpie. Let's say you're fishing, let's say you're going light, 50 fluoro circle hook. And we'll do this just as a reminder of, maybe you got some light leader, maybe there's some medium tuna around and you want to just take it easy with the drag. It'll remind you, you got light leader on there, so just kind of take it easy. And sometimes we'll even put depth on here, let's say it's down 100. Real easy, quick reference, just makes things easier. Alright, so we did the original series, went over the big game series, rigged one up, and we're going to get into this Z-fin paddle tail right now. These paddle tails, I've been using other brands of paddle tails. We're going to get to those in just a couple minutes, but I just really love the looks of this. It's even got the pectoral fins, it's got the kind of scales showing. This is a 5-inch. I believe these come in 5-inch and 6-inch, 2 to 5 ounces. I'm gonna rig this sand eel color up now. So this looks like it does not have a mark on there. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a dot. Just gonna put a dot right where I want that hook to come out when I'm rigging it. So we got it marked. That looks great. That's gonna fish. That's gonna fish awesome. Can't wait to try that. With these paddle tails, you know, with these scales, the pectoral fins, that 3D holographic eye, the tuna are gonna feel this. This is somewhat of a mechanical bait. I mean, their lateral line's gonna pick that up. They're gonna sense that just as that water passes over that tail. It's just gonna be that. It's just gonna give it that little bit of action. And these are an excellent bait. What I love doing with these is just you find bottom. Let's say you're in 25 fathoms, you're in 30 fathoms. You find bottom, throw it on the bottom, come up maybe 2 cranks, and just give it that up, and just kind of let it almost free fall, kind of ride it down, kind of free fall it. You know, once in a while, just totally pop it, let it free fall. And these are just, this is an awesome bait. This thing's going to be a winner. I actually like the white. We did real well last year on this this original series in white. Just kind of like a speed jig almost. Just real fast working it up. But this white, even at depth, I think this is going to be great. 20 fathoms, 25 fathoms. Can't wait to try this. So RonZ has tuna kits available on their website. They have several baits in like a bundle. You save a little bit of money. They have an ultimate tuna kit, a sand eel tuna kit, and a Z-fin tuna kit. And any or all of those look like they're absolute winners. Like I said before, I'm real excited about this Z-fin. I can't wait to use that this season. It's good to have in your arsenal just a bunch, variety, different colors. You know, sometimes fish are real fickle, or they're smaller fish. You want something like this. Yes, these do work. Even just bare hook, something like that. These bare hook. You got a surface feed going on, fish are fickle. Something like this, just a giant sluggo in black. And these other soft baits I've been using for a while. We have a video up recently from last season. Took a low 60-inch fish. And these are Savage Gear. Believe these are actually made for striped bass, but these are a good cost-saving alternative for tuna. These hooks aren't the best in the business, but as long as you don't put a monstrous amount of drag, or the fish are on the smaller side, I'd say under 50 inches, you're probably just fine with this. This is the one I usually go for. It's the 5 1/3 ounce, 8-inch. It's a paddle tail. Been using these for years. Have a bunch of different colors with these. Like a blue mackerel. Green mackerel. And of course this sand eel color. They come with a bait and a tail. So with these baits, I typically like to run it on spinning gear. I have a Shimano Saragossa 10,000, 65 Power Pro, and I have 60-pound Seagar leader FG knot, and the Shimano Twin Power 14,000, 65 braid, 60-pound fluoro. Just going to show you how I rig these. I have this number 6 ball bearing swivel, a number 6 split ring, and usually sometimes I'll tie it just direct to there, but I'm going to go ahead and just show you how I rig one of these. Kind of offers a little bit of bite protection too. And just a reminder, guys, don't be afraid to try to scale down a reel a lot. You know, sometimes if there's a ton of pressure, even if you're fishing a confident bait that you know catches, you know, maybe you want to put a whiting down on a circle hook or something like that. Don't be afraid to go real light. I caught my biggest striped bass actually on 30-pound fluorocarbon. So don't be afraid to try 30, 40-pound test, 50-pound test. You know, just keep it going. Sometimes you'll surprise yourself. A lot of the times these fish, that hook finds them right in the corner of the mouth. You don't even really have to worry about leader too much, so you never know what can happen if you don't try. Well, that just about rounds it up, you guys. I hope I gave you kind of a good overview on the different types of RonZ baits, different types of paddle tails, new stuff, maybe a little bit of rigging, some repair work. And these fish will be here before you know it. I know last year, 2 boats that caught fish in late May. What's up, Jake? So we only got a few months to go, and hopefully the tuna will show up.